Hi there, it's Nursing Geek. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to Carlisle University, where I have done some work on the dorm and I've started setting up for building the stable. Um, I evened up the floor heights because it really wasn't working the way it was. I need to do some more exterior decorating so that that top floor doesn't look quite so ridiculous. I took Mom Crafter's suggestion about how to handle these corner bits. And I do think that looks an awful lot better, just bringing that up and over. Um, what that is going to ultimately look like up here, I don't know. But as I said in reply to her comment, it is true that this sort of a building would typically have things like vents and maybe antennas and whatnot up here, and is probably a place that students come up to get themselves into various types of mischief. So I'm going to leave the finishing touches up here off until I decide what really needs to be up here. Let's take a look inside. I ended up cutting out the interior tour last time just because I realized I was going to have to do some work on making this stuff make more sense. And it ended up not being the changes that I thought I was going to make. I thought I was going to end up shrinking down the lower floors, and instead I ended up making the top floor taller. But yeah, so this is the entry level floor. Um, this will ultimately need a door when I figure out how to make a doorway that makes sense. That's one of the sort of things that could probably pull off with chisels and bits because like I can put a door there, well, not an iron door, but I can put a door there and put like an upside down stair over it so that you can still go up the stairs. But that's not so much going to work with terracotta because terracotta doesn't have stairs. However, with chisels and bits, you can make it into stairs. So if I can figure out how to get chisels and bits to work on my computer, um, then that is a thing I will plan to do. We're still in 1.17.1 here in this single player world. Ultimately, I need to get up to 1.18.2 to do some of the things I want to do. Eventually, probably more. I would love to be able to play with like mangrove doors and things, but we're not there yet. But even figuring out how to make chisels and bits work, I don't know if it will interact with the Mizuno's texture pack. I do know that I had a chisels and bits instance that was working, and now it's not. So who knows? I also learned, I don't know, any of you watch the Create SMP? If not, I do recommend it. Go check it out. They bunch of hermits totally geeking out with this Create mod, which also they have chisels and bits. And Carlisle went bonkers with using chisels and bits to really prettify the train station he's building. And when Tango showed up to see it, it crashed him. Now, I had known that there was a possibility chisels and bits was more than my computer could handle, but that kind of tells me right there it's probably more than my computer can handle. Because if a hermit, particularly a technical hermit like Tango, can get crashed by it, yeah. If you do watch that video from Corrales, which I will link or put a card or something, he did actually talk to the devs and they have patched that, so that should improve things. I have downloaded the patched version and still can't get it to work. So my ideas about being able to use that may be pipe dreams. But anyway, let's look at what we have so far here in the first dorm of Carlisle University. This room is sort of meant to be like a game room, and I have a feeling most of what is going to end up needing to go in here would ultimately be CITs, another thing that has the potential to blow up my computer if I go heavy on them with things like, I don't know, pinball machines and pool tables and whatever. Yeah. Then we've got a bathroom here and sort of an office. I'm thinking this is the RA's office where students come in, they need to talk about whatever they've got going on. Got some file cabinets and, view of the outside. General sort of study and socializing area. TV room. I don't know why it's in 4 parts, whatever. That's what I came up with for a TV room. And then we can come upstairs over here and we get into the actual dorm part. Again, got a bathroom. Totally unrealistic. Yeah, okay, there's a shower that you can't actually get into, and one toilet. That is not what you would have on a dormitory floor, even one with as few rooms as this one has. Because I think there's four or five total rooms, which are all pretty much the same. I need to add some like little mini blocks or something, maybe some flowers here and there. But for the most part, they're all the same. So, yeah, no, there's 5. If you had, so it's 10 people on the floor to one bathroom, that would be a nightmare. And then we got sort of a little kitchen area shared that people can do little bits of stuff with. Not a whole lot. It's not a full kitchen. You wouldn't have that in a dorm, but you usually have at least somewhere you can maybe heat some things up, store some stuff. Yes, people tend to have the mini fridges in their rooms. I suppose I could do that somewhere with like basically scale this down to a single iron block and an iron trapdoor, but I'm not sure where I'd put that, so I haven't messed with that. And then the next floor is pretty much the same. You got your kitchen area, you got your dorms. This TV area has a much more believable large TV. Do we not have a bathroom on this floor? I thought we did. We do. Okay, good. Because one for the whole building is just pushing it a little too far, I think. And then we get up to the roof. Yeah, which will end up being whatever it is. Now, I thought this was going to end up being the episode in which I started playing with World Edit, because as we have seen, if I am just plain typing up coordinates to use commands for things, that can go very, very badly wrong. And in fact, did go very, very badly wrong. But like over here, I would like to clear this area out without punching every single block. We got floating trees and whatnot. We have water that could stand to be just filled in, or turned into something else. I don't know. But that was going to be my experiment with World Edit. I don't think we're there yet. So for now, we're going to focus on building the stable, which I've sort of started to outline using barrels, mostly because I just already had them. And also, if you've seen the barn that I built in season 2 on the greenhouse, I borrowed a mythical sausage design, which I'm not using that design here, but I am definitely using some of what I learned from that to design this. Like this is going to be the main area that the horses have their stalls, but then over here is going to be like the tack room where you have all the saddles and whatnot. And then out here would be where they come out to, hang out outside when they are not being actually ridden places. So that's where we're at now. I am going to cut out here and hopefully manage to capture a time lapse of building that and see you on the other side. Well, I utterly failed at replay mod, but I did at least get this somewhat built. You can certainly see the mythical sausage influence, particularly in the detailing under the eaves here, and the use of barrels, which I had already pointed out. There's not enough detail. This definitely needs more detailing, and I'm not sure what that entirely needs to look like. Like maybe, I still have some dark oak buttons here. Maybe something like that. Just so it doesn't look quite so flat. It doesn't make sense to do like Tudor. That is not a style I would expect to see in this area, and or on a horse stable really at all. I suppose I could also do something similar here. How would I put those closer to each other? Let me see. No. And I think that actually might be an improvement. I can't follow it through here because of the way the roof ended up being. I did end up going through a few different iterations of the roof, which I will show those probably now, while I was trying to figure out what made the most sense for this main area. And I finally went with this, which I'm not entirely thrilled with, but it's better than the others I had come up with. Yeah, I think this is better for here. Problem is, yeah, I can't carry that through to these corners. I mean, I guess I could at least do that. So that it looks like you can see the beam coming to the front, even though it's cut off by the roof there. No, not like that. There we go. Generally, I would be inclined to do some sort of like plant stuff all along here. I'm not sure that makes sense in this case. Maybe, maybe not. Um, I don't know that a stable for a university equestrian program would have a whole lot of floral decoration, is the thing. Um, what I should really probably do is go take a drive up to Yukon, because I'm pretty sure they have an equestrian program, and see what things look like up there. I've been going through basically a lot of Google image searches. And yeah, the inside has mostly been detailed by spamming hay everywhere and saddles and leads. I've brought in horses that were in the area. I don't think this is all of them, but they're all the ones I could find. I could have sworn there were a couple that were like darker gray or black. If I find them, I'll bring them in. It makes more sense to have fewer horses than stalls as opposed to more horses than stalls. So we'll just go with that for the moment. Um, yeah, so it's interesting having built two mythical sausage barns and then having kind of freestyled this using what I learned from them has been an interesting experience. Um, Again, not entirely happy with it. I definitely feel like it needs more detail, but I think that will do for now. It's also not a major component of the story. In fact, it wasn't a component of the story at all. If you remember, the whole reason Carlisle University got an equestrian program was because there were horses here when I spawned in. Um, so I also don't want to put too much energy into that. I should be putting more energy into, well, making more dorms and making some academic buildings. Because that's where the story's happening. But I do like building barns, and so I was getting sick of looking at that obnoxious just fence that was sitting in the middle of nowhere, and this is certainly an improvement over that. So, yay, I'm going to call that good. Not sure how long this is going to be by the time I edit it together, because, yeah, I don't know. But, so this is probably going to be a really short one, but that's fine. That's where we are for now. Thank you so much for coming along for the ride. After this, I probably am going to try to bring this up to 1.18.2, and maybe by then I will be able to make replay mod work. Not going to mess with chisels and bits yet. One thing at a time. Replay mod and world edit are the things I would like to get working. So that's the goal for the next episode. Again, thanks for choosing to spend your time here watching and for coming along for the ride. And until next time, I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye.